Action. Yo, I'm Gio.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Marcus.
And I'm Gavin.
And this is Critical Thinking. Critical Underthinking. Sorry, I didn't think about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't think
leave
about
it.
that. No,
Leave
that's
it.
perfect. We got to leave this in. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I know. It's not a bit. It really isn't a bit.
It's not a bit.
Understand what you're about to see is like really not scripted at all.
Very unscripted.
This is what we're coming up with this on the spot.
Yeah. I'm like in a Discord server. I'm called the Critical Underthinker. So that's why this is what this podcast is called the way that it is. But today is a special episode. Other than it being the first episode, it's a guest episode. Kevin, get over here.
Yeah.
Woo!
Woo.
This is my little brother, Kevin. He's too tall. He's ugly, and I hate him.
He's a tree.
Yeah.
He's a tree.
Oh, okay then. So my name's Kevin. I have a few hobbies. I just like to lay back and chill most of the time. So that's why I'm here.
How you feeling today, Kevin?
Doing all right.
That's
Got
good.
some work done early this morning.
Yeah.
Just got some time for myself after working pretty hard this week. So
Nice. How you feeling, Gavin?
Doing good, Ethan.
That's
Doing
really
good.
good.
I had a rough day at work today, but I'm okay.
How about you, Gio?
I'm doing pretty good. I was also able to get some yard work done. After yard work, I did some more studying, and then I ate food, and then I got here. So I'm chilling. Can't really complain. Yeah.
Chilling. Yeah. What about you, Marcus?
I'm doing well. Just had to meet up with some classmates earlier to get a presentation ready. But aside from that, I'm doing well. How
Yeah.
about you, Ethan?
I'm just chilling today. You know, just casually just watching some movies. You know.
Star Wars?
Absolutely, dude.
Hype.
Absolutely.
Which
Okay.
one?
I was finishing up Empire Strikes Back today, and then I started up Return of the Jedi.
nice.
Nice.
Dude, it's crazy. Darth Vader is Luke's father. I mean, blew my mind.
Oh my god.
Dude,
Oh
oh
my
my god.
goodness.
Literally everybody knows that.
Dude, can you believe it?
I just can't believe. Okay.
Imagine not knowing that, though. That would probably
I'm-
be the most insane plot twist ever. That's like the same thing as like figuring out that Zelda and Sheik are the same person. Like I think it's on that
Like
level.
I didn't find that out until like literally when you told me a few months ago. I seriously had no idea.
Dude, literally, when my dad was growing up, he was like telling me, he's like, when the Empire Strikes Back came out, we were all blown away and had to wait 3 whole years before they got an additional movie just to explain what just happened. And I'm just like, I couldn't imagine.
You know-
I had to wait 3 seconds.
You know, Star Wars takes me back to the time where we got to New York and our dad opened up a laptop one day and he's just like, hey, I know you're probably like really bored here, but I got these cool movies you can watch. And they just pulled up Star Wars and we were like, what is this space nerdy crap? And then we watched the whole thing and we're like, we need more. We sounded like we were hooked on it, and we really were. So,
What movie did you start with?
We did 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, and 3.
Yep, there you go. He just knows it like that.
Well, yeah, we watched all of them in a marathon, from our driveway of our house to the apartment building where our grandparents live in Manhattan, New York.
Oh, who saw like the new like 7, 8, 9 like Rogue One Solo in theaters actually?
I saw Rogue One in theaters. I did not see 7, 8, 9 in theaters.
I went and saw Rogue One the day before it came out because 6th grade, being in robotics, you got early access to that stuff. So we went to a place called Sylvia's Theaters, and we went there. We probably were there for like a good 3 hours, like gossiping. But then after I saw Rogue One, I'm like mind blown.
Dude, Rogue One is so good.
Everybody dies in the end.
Dang.
Good spoilers.
Anyways,
Yeah.
and I actually saw I think all of them in theaters. I think the one I like disliked the most was probably Solo. I was not really a fan of Solo.
I've
Yeah.
heard bad things about it. I'm still wanting to give it a watch since, I've heard
But
about
you
it.
haven't
so
seen it?
I have not yet. I have not. Mm-mm.
You gotta see it at least once.
I saw it with
Yeah.
Ryan Long.
It happens in between.
He's the GOAT.
Episode 3 and 4, so it's kind of like the in between in that time frame.
I don't think I've seen it. Have I seen it? I don't think I've watched it. I know you have because you told me about it. But I remember you came home from school or something one day and you just mentioned it. I was just like,
Yeah, I watched
What?
it with Ryan Long.
yeah.
It
I was like,
was
I don't
funny.
remember that happening midway through the actual movie itself. You were like, oh. I was just like, yeah, no, I'm lost. I have no clue what you were saying at the time. So, but I'm down to give it a watch now since, sounds worth it now.
Dude, You know what I've been getting into lately?
What?
Physical media.
Insane segue.
What
Insane
even is
segue. Okay. So, I've mainly been doing like discs and stuff, so like CDs, DVDs, and whatnot. Not like what are those things called?
Blu-ray?
No, the big black.
VHS? Like VCDs? Like, Chad, is this real?
Vinyl?
Vinyl.
Oh my
That
god.
slipped my mind.
I forgot about vinyl. Hold on.
That's
My
like
fault.
the physical media of all
That's
time.
the physical. That's
That's
actually
not what I'm
analog
talking
media.
about.
That's where it all started.
That's not what I'm talking about. So, CDs
Yeah.
is like, less than a gigabyte of space.
Yeah.
DVDs about 5 gigabytes on a single layer, and then they have
reliable.
dual layers DVDs that are up to like 8.5 gigabytes or so. You got Blu-rays that are up to 25 gigabytes. Then you have double layer Blu-rays 50, triple layer Blu-rays that are 100, and quad layer Blu-rays that are 125 gigabytes. I'm like, that's crazy.
That is pretty
So
Yeah.
my thing is, so with streaming services and whatnot, including like Spotify and like, Netflix and all that. So
Yeah.
Spotify with music and like
And
all these
podcasts.
and all these like streaming services, they limit the bit rate of your videos and what you listen to so that they can conserve on power and also just data streams and whatnot, so they don't need to pay more for it. It gives you access to a lot of library of things, but it's not the best quality. Whereas if you are doing CDs or Blu-rays or whatnot, it's better quality because it's right there. And so what I've been really interested in recently is finding out all these like really cool things. So the bit rate I've heard is the best bit rate of these like streaming platforms, like Apple TV Plus and Disney Plus. They give you about I think about 30 megabits per second, which is like actually like really great. DVDs are like 9 megabits or so, because and what I'm talking about
That's
here,
a big deficit.
or like megabytes per second or something like that. And what I'm talking about here is that like, that much stuff per second is the actual file that's being feeded into the display every second. So the more like pixels you have per second is how much data is being fed and how much stuff. Even though like Netflix or Disney Plus advertises this is 4K, technically there are that many pixels coming into your TV screen, but with a lower bit rate, it just looks like crap.
Yeah, some 4Ks are no two 4Ks are treated the same.
Yeah.
So
Especially not on my PC.
I'm watching Star Wars here, and I got it on 4K
Yeah.
because I'm watching this really cool project called Project 4K77, 4K80, and 4K83, and the two later numbers are just represent the year that the Star Wars movie came out.
Yeah.
And supposedly, it's the literal film. They borrowed it from someone. It's the film that they filmed it on.
Yeah.
That were at theaters and stuff, and they scanned it onto their computers. They edit it so it looks a lot cleaner, but they leave like the grain and noise in the background and stuff. They leave that. But to preserve the actual movie before they start editing the colors and CGI and stuff, they put it down on the internet. They just expect you to have at least one copy before you start downloading it and whatnot. So I'm actually getting some Star Wars movies for like $130. It's amazing.
Wow.
Anyways, I downloaded this stuff, and the bit rate that I'm getting from my streaming service that I actually set up on my own computer, shout out Jellyfin,
Not sponsored.
not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
I'm seeing like 93 megabits per second. 93. That's like double, more than double
Than Disney Plus.
than streaming services. Like
Almost triple.
Yeah, like Disney Plus
Or
now
is
is like the
triple.
highest out there. Other streaming services go lower.
Wow.
Lower.
Yeah, lower.
Oh.
Yeah. So whenever you get a 4K ultra high definition disc and you put it in your computer or you put it in your like 4K Blu-ray player or whatnot, you're getting that many megabytes per second. You're getting not in the 80s or 90s because there's that much data that actually needs to be displayed other than compared to a streaming service. And I'm like, that's crazy to think about.
Do you notice it? Like, do you notice such a huge numbers difference? Because on paper, it's like astronomically night and day. But like,
A lot of people say there's actually like they can notice a difference. But like it's not just video quality; it's also audio quality. Because at the same time, video and audio is both going through to being displayed to your whole thing. For audio, you actually have to have the whole setup and everything, a ton of speakers and a surround sound and a lot of people say that's what you need to have to actually notice a difference. And I don't really have that kind of setup. I have like a sound bar and a subwoofer at my downstairs, but it's really cool though.
You got a little 1-2 going on.
Yeah.
But also the thing is, streaming services, you don't even own any of those movies.
That's true.
None of them's yours.
You're kind of like borrowing them, right?
What?
You're kind of like borrowing them.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And you're paying a monthly for these things.
Yeah.
Even when you buy it on iTunes or something like a service like that, if you buy the movie on there, you actually still don't own it. They say on their terms and conditions they have the right to take it off of the thing that you bought it for. If you buy like the whole Office series for like $60, you can just take it away.
Oh yeah, look at.
But they don't give you your money back.
No.
Right.
No.
Now look what they did with correct me, Community on Netflix. They took that off back, when was it? Last March, because Gavin, you and I were going to Ireland.
Yeah.
And then they ended up they took it off of Netflix the next day after we got in Ireland. I just started.
I don't know if that's like just a U.S. thing or if that's like a worldwide thing.
Oh, region lock.
Because we might be region locked.
Oh,
something
no,
like that.
it got put on Peacock.
Oh, it's on Peacock?
Peacock.
I found it on Peacock because I was looking for it.
Marcus, you got Peacock?
So,
Boy, do I have Peacock.
so whenever you get these
I am
movies
12 years old.
in TV shows on disc, they're actually yours to mess around with. No one can take it away from you. It's just yours. You can put it into a disc drive and put it on your computer, and you can use it for private use. It's just illegal to publicly distribute it. But
Illegal schmillegal.
that's like really cool to know.
What are they gonna do? Arrest me?
The feds, this is his address. Not never mind.
But
They already know where I live. Like,
Gio is crazy enough to mess with the IRS.
yeah.
Gio has no fear.
I mean, everybody understands that the IRS got to Capone before the FBI and the CIA did. But, like, I'm not Capone. So, like, I'm not as famous as him.
Yeah, you're Al Gio.
You would send them just a casual email, just like a thumbs up emoji and then like a middle finger.
I would buy a death note and put IRS and see what happens.
Or just be like, your art, and then in parentheses, epic backflip.
The ATF, IRS, and DMV.
The DMV.
Yeah.
Which
the
one?
entirety.
Which one? The
All of
DMV.
them. If you write DMV, every DMV that has DMV in it.
No, but speaking
Heart attack.
of speaking of the DMV, Kevin, we know you're a really big cars person. So, like, you want to give us a quick insight, like, what your dream car is?
I mean, if I'm speaking realistically, if I had a dream first car, it would probably be my first pick of a Acura Integra GSR, which technically it's not an Integra since the GSR is just the trim, but it's a weaker engine, but it's essentially the same chassis and the same body and same works, and it looks great. It's got bug eye headlights, which is essentially just four, but it's placed in spherical headlights, and it has the same like shaping and outlook of an Integra.
So would you say it's like an iPhone 16 to 16 Pro kind of difference? You know what I mean? It's there,
Yeah,
and it's
but-
advertised, but it's not that insanely huge.
The difference really comes down to if you're going to use it for like track or like racing between, like if you were going to a car meet, if you had a Type R, you would probably get a lot of photos and a lot of people saying, "Hey, nice car." But if you had a GSR, they're like, "Oh, is that an Integra?" Oh, but it's still a really nice car, especially if you keep it clean and you like add some mods to it. It's pretty nice. But if I had
just put some pictures of it.
a
That's
car,
nice,
just
yeah.
like.
What
If
year?
I could have any car.
What year are you talking about?
What year? I'm thinking like 1997.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The car is way older than you.
Okay, yeah.
But
You're
it's
not
worth-
getting that
it's
thing
worth-
insured. You're not
I'm
getting that
into
thing
older
financed.
cars.
You're
What
gonna
do you-
have to pay that sucker cash.
What do you mean insured? What?
Well, like you're not gonna get like a good insurance rate on it.
Well, here's the thing. It's.
I shouldn't have
different
said not gonna
because
get insured. You're gonna be forced to get insured.
My friend over here, he has a Miata. He has the NA, which is like 1990s. It has a little flip-up headlights, not the MB, which doesn't. Really simple way to figure that out. And he's paying like $2,000 for his insurance versus a Z06, older of course, that he said he could get insured for like, I don't know, $100, $200 a month, which I think is just absolutely insane compared to like just an average 16-year-old who's driving like a Prius or like a Camry or something like that.
Priuses are goated,
Yeah.
and Camrys are also goated.
But for like the differential
True.
between 300 horsepower versus like, I don't know, 140, 200 tops maybe, that's just crazy to me.
MPGs.
Okay. So here's the thing, right? MPGs, depending on if you're going to treat the car as it was intended to like go racing and stuff, then you're probably not going to do so hot. But if you're like
MPGs are just a
commuting-
number, Gio.
Yeah.
It's just a number.
Yeah.
You want to know what's
Number
also a number?
MPGs.
The paycheck that you get. Like, you're going to lose
Hey.
money from your bank account to put into your gas tank.
I'll say this: if you can
Mr.
afford
Track
the
and
car,
Field.
if you can afford the car, then you're probably affording the idea of owning the car for a while.
So can you afford the car?
Oh, no, hell no! What do you mean?
Neither can I.
can
I
pay for
I
that?
just wanted you to say that. Yeah.
Oh no!
I was being
Give me
spiteful.
like, I don't know, like 10. I said that's like a dream car.
I was being facetious. My fault. My fault.
I mean, though, there's cars out there that you see in like TV shows and like movies and stuff, and you're like, dang, I wish I could have that. But a lot of them, you could buy an older generation or a different variation in a different trim for significantly cheaper because all they're focused on is like, I don't know, the MK4 Supra. Is that a Supra? Not a shout, I swear. But if you can get an MK3 Supra, which people are like, that exists? Yes, it exists, and yes, it's cool, and yes, you should get it if you can afford it.
It reminds me of like old Nvidia cars. Like, do you got the TI? Nah. Rough. But you got the TI? Oh shoot! Now we're talking like
Yeah.
100 frames plus of anything, right?
Exactly.
know.
Exactly. There's some other cars I'm thinking of. There is a RX-7, and if you're lucky, you can find like the cream puff of a car, which is like you find it really cheap, but it's the person who really treats the car the way that it was made to keep up for a while, but they never really like took it out to like go on a track because they didn't want to like ruin the integrity of the car over time.
Dude, the last time I saw the price of an RX-7, it was like the price of like a 10-year-old like from new car, like a 2015. I'm like,
True.
geez, like, but
Yeah.
like, I feel like it's worth because like that's a sick car.
I mean, it's an RX-7.
but
you
like
can't really
Initial D build.
Exactly.
The MPG though is just garbage.
Yeah.
It just goes down the drain with
Are they
those
rotary?
rotary engines.
They are, yeah.
Those are,
And they'll probably blow.
but
So
what do
it
you want?
sets-
But what about the RX-8?
The RX-8 is nice, but it's just not the RX-7 I've seen. You know?
It just
It's just
isn't.
not the same.
It's just not the same.
It's still, the RX-8 still has the rotary engine.
No
but it just
no
isn't.
diss. It's just not the
It's
same.
just not the same.
It's just not the same. It's like comparing.
It's not an initial D.
It's
Yeah,
like comparing
exactly.
the LaFerrari
Initial
versus
D
the
diff,
F40. Like the LaFerrari's amazing. It's the Ferrari, literally. But the F40, it's just peak aesthetics for Ferrari. It's like the Countach for Lamborghini. It's just
How do we feel about Hamilton moving over to Ferrari? Real
okay.
quick.
I don't know how he's going to perform later on, but as we stand now, seeing what I've seen in current races, no spoilers, I'm not trying to mention anything recent, but I think that he's still trying to get used to the car, but I don't know how crazy of a jump it will be from when he actually, makes the leaps and bounds to get back to where he once was.
With Mercedes, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, Verstappen, though. I don't know if anybody's been kept up with, like, recent events with that. He is currently not in the top 3 podiums for one of the most recent races that I've seen.
Yeah, I just pulled it up on my phone. He was 7th
Exactly.
in his latest route.
And if you know Verstappen, that's not his usual. That is not.
He's typically, correct me, like what, top 3, 4, 5, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
In that range.
Yeah.
So that's a big jump.
How far into the
especially
F1
in that
season are we?
sport.
I think we just finished. Are we still finishing qualifying? Or we just finished?
I watched the fast cars go vroom, and it looks cool.
Well, I do know that with what we have seen with Hamilton so far, things are going better, but he just needs to adapt to where he is. And I think he's doing great for how much time he's been giving in this time frame. But Tsunoda, though, him being in that Red Bull. I'm pretty sure he's in the Red Bull. Yeah.
Yes.
He's in the Red Bull. I was shocked where I think he's higher than him in in a few lap times actually, where he's actually faster. And I was shocked when I walked in the room and I just saw that. I was like, that is not what I was expecting. So, but I did like their nearest race venue. It was held in Japan actually, and they actually changed the decal colors on the Red Bull car to be white and red. It was very nice. It was a very nice attention to detail.
Do you know where in Japan?
I do not, sadly, but I do know that it was held in Japan. That you could look up.
Oh yeah, true. That is like a Google search. Oh shoot. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, F1's getting interesting. My friends in class are bringing it up, and even just kids that are even younger than me are bringing it up. I'm just like, you want to get into this right now?
Because what a lot of people don't realize is that like F1 is a lot more serious a sport than some people think. It's more than just like, yeah. It's all like all the neurology that goes into it, the physical prep, and you know, like even like money.
Yeah.
And these are millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Ferrari's literally still manufacturing cars just to continue racing.
Yep.
Dude, I think it's so interesting that I believe it at some point in the F1 scene, the transmission of the CVT, the continuous variable transmission, actually tried to come into the F1 scene, and they thought it was actually cheating because of how good the transmission was, and it put more like less skill base
True.
on like compared to on the driver compared to someone who's actually like driving an actual F1 car.
Yeah.
And so they actually banned the CVT transmission. I was like, that's actually kind of interesting.
I actually didn't.
Have you heard of those Nike shoes that the Olympics banned for being too good for the 20
I
meters
know what you're
dash?
talking about. Remind me, what year was that? Or was it recent or like the 90s?
It was recent. It was definitely recent. Okay, I say recent, but I read it in a Scholastic News article, like in elementary school. So like,
So that may have been like at least 10 years ago.
like 2012,
Yikes.
around there.
Because 2012 was where were the Olympics at?
London.
London.
Yeah, it was that one.
Oh yeah, Mario Sonic London Olympic Games. Yeah. That's a good game, by the way. I think that's funny as well that I was able to bring that up with like the CVTs in Formula One. Things getting banned because they're too good is kind of an interesting thing that I see in sports. I don't know if that's just the old heads trying to keep up the tradition or if that's actually trying to preserve the integrity of the sport. I just don't know enough.
I think it is both.
Because a lot of these old heads, like for example, like, and we'll kind of shift towards this topic, like baseball. You know, for any of our viewers, if you're a Yankees fan, there's this trend now called torpedo bats, where as opposed to the barrel of the bat being all the way at the top, they've kind of shifted it down to like 3/4 of the way. You guys can look this up real quick. But yeah, as Ethan's pulling it up. But the torpedo bats are kind of like a new trend now, and the Yankees, their first series opponent, the Brewers, it was either the opener or the second game. They got blown out. The Yankees beat the Brewers 20-9.
Where are the Brewers?
The Brewers are from Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Got it.
But yeah, the Yankees put out like on their former pitcher Nestor Cortez. His first 3 pitches against his former team, they were all hit out, and I believe it was either all 3 of them or 2 out of 3 were using torpedo bats.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, good. You can.
Yeah.
And it's visible. Like you can see the barrel of the bat's lower. It almost looks like it's photoshopped. And then one of the Brewers pitchers came forward and said like it should be banned because it's the Yankees. And if you know the Yankees, they're known around the world. You know, they're like the American League's Dodgers. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if it were a team like, let's say for the sake of this conversation, like if it were the Brewers using these bats, he made the case that MLB would ban them right away. You know, but if you know the baseball's commissioner, like he doesn't have a good reputation, but like as of late, like as of 2022, I feel like his reputation's kind of gone upwards with stuff like pitch clock, with these new torpedo bats, allowing celebration. You know, like he's bringing color to a black and white game. He's allowing culture. You know, but like as a baseball fan, like to our viewers, you'll know like the more you talk about sports, you'll see these two caps frequently. Big very big Mets fan. Like it's something that's like a cult between us. Everybody here, and but I legit follow this team. We ended up beating the Athletics today, who, funny enough, they technically don't have a home stadium. But that's the whole thing. They beat the Athletics today, score 8-0. Excellent pitching from our ace Kodai Senga. I will pull up the stats now.
Yeah, did you want to see the torpedo bat real quick?
Yeah. If you guys want to look that up really quick.
Yeah. Well, he was talking about that torpedo bat right here.
So the thing with a torpedo bat, so that's. Can you zoom in a little bit?
I think Google Images is being so weird.
That black bat on top, it's just your typical bat, your traditional bat. And notice with this torpedo bat, it's kind of like
your standard BBB.
It's like when you sprain your ankle and like it just throbs.
Big black bat.
Oh, I know that feeling all too well.
Yeah, that's basically like if you want to show Kevin and Gavin that design. Yeah.
Oh,
You
wow.
can't really.
Yeah, this is the torpedo bat he was talking about.
Oh yeah, you might
Rotate it.
It's just
a little bit.
Yeah.
a little hard to do it.
Yeah. They got the.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we kind of have our entire rig here. Oh,
Yeah.
this is a little spicy.
that's what I was
see
talking
that,
about.
yeah.
Yeah,
I like
nice. In the middle. I see.
So a lot of people
There's an
who are
Ethernet port,
using
too.
them are making a
I
big
like
deal,
that.
even though like this trend is trickled out. Even with the Mets.
It reminds me of like a cricket bat.
Our guy Francisco
Our
Lindor.
cricket bats
you know,
flat.
He's
Yeah,
not
but
getting
they're
the
like
best.
Are
But
they?
A little bit.
but yeah,
I don't
he's
know
getting
British
he's using a
sports.
torpedo bat. I know.
Playing
lot
a
of
sport
fans
for
are
You say that's a
once in your
British
life.
sport or a European sport?
I'd say it's a European sport. If it's cricket, I think.
Well, wiffle. Wiffle ball.
So like Francisco Lindor has been like our guy of the franchise since 2021. I'm pulling up his stats right now. Today he went
Oh, wait.
2
Hold
for 5.
Hold on.
Two for
We
five?
can have an
2 for
entire
5,
episode
an RBI,
talking
a walk, and a
about
strikeout.
cricket
He's hitting
positions.
222. So he's hitting That's
Yeah,
for
yeah.
MLB
Hold on.
standards.
Okay, look
below
at cricket
average.
positions.
And people
I
getting
see.
on him. Oh, you got this bad. You're supposed to be hitting. People don't understand how difficult a sport baseball is. And you look like Pete Alonso now. He went 0 for 4 today with a walk and a strikeout. And
Goodness.
Goodness
Goodness gracious.
We're changing the topic. We're changing the topic.
Okay, so
we're
sorry.
gonna talk about cricket.
Sorry, but so that torpedo bat just made me realize, for whatever reason, this reminds me of a cricket bat or pelota in Spanish, for our Spanish listeners. Gavin, you gave me the wonderful idea of deciding to say, hey, look up cricket positions. I'm like, cricket positions? Is it not like yoga or something?
Trust.
Nope. He's talking about the sport. And dear God, are there a lot of positions? Why? This is unreasonable.
God.
There's no reason
Oh
for
my
this many
God.
people to
What
be
is
on
that?
a field at this time. Give me one good reason.
Visual listeners, peek this picture that Ethan's pulling up right now.
Goodness
Why is
gracious.
cricket so freaking complicated?
I don't
Nobody
think-
is going to just get into the sport like this.
This is proof
the
that
standard.
European
Oh my god.
might be
But the-
smarter because there's so
look
many
at
things that go
that.
into
if you
this.
think about it like this, people
Yeah.
in like Eastern Asia, like Europe, this is their like NBA, MLB. So
True.
they'll follow it like it's everyday life, and they'll get used to it quick.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
For the
But that's still
what is that
confusing.
formation?
Trying to explain that to like
Yeah.
a foreigner,
What the heck?
I think I would get lost. Like if somebody
The
came,
third man.
like from
third
like a European country to try to explain to like any
He's
American
rank 3 at being a man.
how cricket works in every position. It's like trying to explain what the difference between four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. So
I think
We
more
talked
like-
about this in the car.
we did indeed.
and
What's the
on
difference
same-
between it?
on the same
Kev?
scale? It's like trying to explain American football to somebody like who's from Russia.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Because like
They're
you asked
probably
me a
more
question
accustomed to,
about
like,
cricket,
rugby.
I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
me
like,
neither.
I wouldn't know, especially not with this many positions.
It's the same spelling as the bug.
And like to our viewers, if you do not know what that looks like, please Google that as you're watching.
Yeah,
this.
audio
You can understand
listeners,
our
you
reactions.
make sure you
Goodness.
look at a
can-
picture.
We can
But,
edit a picture
but
in.
with
I'll pull up the picture. On
Yeah, we pulled up the picture for a visual.
But with the Mets,
Listeners.
with that win, they go to 10-5. They're on top of the National League East out in the standings. A game on top of the Phillies.
Yep.
And Let me pull up the standings right now. I believe they're second or third in the National League.
Wow.
They're behind the Padres. I will pull that up right now.
Bless you.
Bus.
Oh my god.
Verify that. Yep, second in the National League to the Padres. We're 13-3. But,
Wowie.
yeah.
Love the
as you
Mets.
follow
Let's go
this-
Mets.
If you continue to follow this page, you understand we're big Mets fans. Me personally, I'm a big Knicks fan. The Knicks defeated our crosstown rivals, the Nets, today, which secures our best season since 2012-2013 season. So
It's a little while ago.
we got the playoffs coming up. We're gonna face a pretty good Detroit Pistons team. I don't think if you would have told me that this time last year we'd be facing Detroit, I would have laughed at you. You know, this is a Detroit team who a year ago lost NBA record. I believe the number was like 27 games in a row, 28. You know, and
28 games is criminal.
They somehow didn't get the.
That's a
number one
losing
pick.
streak.
They did not get the number one pick in this year's draft, and
That
they're
is
the 16th
brutal.
playoff.
I would have
They're about
stopped
to
going
play-
to games after 5.
I'd be a
they're about to-
little upset.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
and now they're about to play the New York Knicks, one of the better rosters in the NBA.
My relationship with the Mets is like how like people who've never watched a game of like an NBA game in their lives depict like prime LeBron as like the strongest fictional character of all time. They wouldn't actually treat him like a real human being. They'd be like, okay, but does X character beat LeBron in a game of basketball? Sorry, he's kind of mid, bro. He's kind of like Goku in that regard. So that's kind of like my relationship with the Mets. I was like, did the Mets beat them recently? Oh, they did?
Speaking
Sorry,
of
can't
relationships,
talk to me, bro. It's inferior.
How are your relationships with like your world? And by I mean his world. He's usually like Ethan and Gavin and everybody else here, more tech people. How are you doing with your techie worlds? Because me personally, I get lost quite quickly, so I just rely to these guys whenever
Well, I think that's how I need to guide you
Hold
to
up.
building a new computer.
Hold up.
That's fair. That's fair.
Are we doing this now? We're building Kevin a new computer.
Oh, absolutely.
We're theoretically building
Theoretically,
absolutely.
When was this?
So-
I missed this.
So currently, Kevin, I believe, is
Has a
running a
2600.
2600X. Yeah,
with a
2600X.
1660 Ti, and I think like 16 gigs of RAM.
Yep.
16 gigs of
DDR4.
DDR4. Yep.
Yep.
I forgot the mega transfers.
So
It's not terrible by
It's not
any
bad.
means.
It runs Marvel Rivals at 40 FPS in big fights.
yeah, Marvel Rivals
When
is
I'm lucky,
crazy.
it peaks. It peaks.
What are your graphic settings?
They're relatively
No,
low.
Marvel Rivals is demanding.
Marvel Rivals is
Yeah.
extremely demanding.
I'd
It's
say-
not even close to Overwatch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's really demanding for some random reason. So
Because the game studio is gone, isn't it?
NetEase?
Yeah, isn't it gone?
No, it fired its American branch, and the only reason why they did that, I think, fact check on me, is because they were using the American branch to further promote the game, because they had a open beta, closed beta. They had a beta where people were allowed to play in, and they used that American branch to make sure like the patch notes are in English and whatnot, and roll out the servers better in America and in like generally the NA
Gotcha.
servers.
So
So yeah, now that they don't need them anymore, which is the controversial part, being that they still arguably do.
Yeah.
That's why they were fired, is because it was only to set the stage. Now that they have things rolling, we could just overwork the Chinese people. You know what I'm saying?
but
That's crazy.
with
That's what they
Kevin's
do over there. That's the way of the
With
land.
Kevin's computer,
Yes.
Yeah.
please tell them how long you had to wait just to load in Rust on your hard disk drive because you did not have enough storage on your SSD.
What is?
Oh god.
okay,
Oh
What is-
god.
okay. So I think the worst it's ever gotten, right? Was
The worst.
I went to the bathroom. Took like a 20-minute crap. Got out.
Yeah. Real.
Warmed up some leftovers.
He was
for
cranking.
like 3 minutes.
Oh, so you're like
all
in the
while
control-
it's
like-
loading. He as soon as he got home,
Oh, yeah.
pressed the start button.
You know, like double left click, rust, leave, dump, go eat.
Yeah, I ate for about 1 to 2 hours. I come back. My laundry's done. So my mom says, hey, make sure you go to finish up your laundry before you come back.
Love you,
Go
Mom.
play games. Love you, Mom. So I was like, okay. So I go to do that. That takes me about another 45 minutes. All for me to see in the corner of my eye that I'm not even done loading the prefabs to enter a server. And this is an American server too, so it's supposed to be faster. It didn't have a ping warning. Nothing was going wrong. My task manager said it was fine. I was just like, what could possibly be wrong? It's been 4.5 something hours. What in the world? And so I was like, hey, Gio, you got any idea what I could do to make this go by faster? And he's like, well, do you have any apps open? I'm like, well, I closed all of them to hope that it would load faster since I'm just by myself. I don't need to be in this.
I sound exactly like that.
Exactly. He gets it.
All of the time.
So we check my settings. It's all on low. And I even put it, there's a setting on there that's called potato. And I had that mode on. And it still took a solid 1.5 hours to load into a server.
At the point, it sounds like an internet issue. It's not a computer.
He has
No,
Ethernet.
Actually,
Are you
I
sure?
solved the problem.
What was
Didn't
your
he solve the
problem?
I made him make space on his SSD, transferred the game over, and literally he loaded in like less than 10 minutes. He was like, "Oh my
It
god,
was life changing. It was
what? How? What?" He's like, I had to wait like half a day one time. Oh my gosh.
It's literally life changing. You
Yeah.
changed your routine now.
I
Half a
used to
day
feel
is
terrible
crazy.
for like some of the viewers that I had on my Twitch account. Not plugging, but
I'm plugging mine later.
of course you are. Anyway, I was like in such like disappointment because most of my viewers would come in through that account and just see me loading in, and 90% of my stream at the time was just me loading in, and then just like 3 hours extra of gameplay, and I'd be like, today is a special because I'm gonna stay up since it's a weekend, and you're not gonna just watch a loading screen for 90% of this, I swear. The loading screen took 4 hours, and the gameplay was about 5. We got 1 hour more. Let's go. I had decent viewership throughout that 5 hours though. It was like I saw like 10. It peaked up to 20 or something. But
That's pretty solid.
Okay.
throughout that time, a lot of the complaints in the chat when I read through its history was, bro, you gotta fix your PC. Your PC is way too slow. Oh my god, why is it taking so long? What is bro's side quest currently? It was so crazy, and I was just like, dude, I need to get this fixed. So I went to Gio, and Gio contacted Ethan, and Ethan, the PC doctor at the time for me, he got me straight. So
It's okay, Gavin. You're my PC's doctor.
Ethan, I think we should wipe the computer of every.
But no, he has like sensitive stuff on there that he wants to keep.
I do.
He had like a lot.
You better move it.
Yeah, you better move it.
Yeah.
No, just attach his hard drive and then wipe the SSD clean. But
Do you want to put it
what's
on
the
my...
budget for the new computer?
There's a new
Because he's like wanting.
No, go on. You're gonna like his answer. You're gonna like his
Okay.
answer.
What's the budget?
So I'm thinking like somewhere like tops $1,000.
That's doable.
That was not the answer I was expecting.
Were you expecting like 700?
I was expecting the money that you have.
the money that I
No,
have.
I'm planning like doing this in the next
$300.
up to the next. Like by the end of next year, I want a better and stronger PC that I could stream off of.
So you wanna...
So wait. What's that
Kevin.
side quest
So you
you were
want-
saying you've been
Kevin.
doing?
You wanna... Wait,
So-
wait.
Wait,
Kevin,
hold on. I want to hear
Kevin.
this. I want to hear this.
Okay.
This is
I'll
gonna-
let
that's
him
gonna-
hear it.
he's gonna-
Hear him out. Hear him out.
I can help you. I have some extra parts. I'm not.
You have too
Oh.
many extra parts. You could build a separate
You
computer
actually gonna
with the
give him
stuff
the
that you have.
3060?
No, I'm not gonna give him the 3060.
Dude, that would
That's
be
my-
insane.
that's my high-
Kevin
that's my-
gets the 1050 Ti,
No,
guys.
that's my high school graduation present.
That was the 3060? That was your
Yes.
graduation gift?
That's my graduation present.
And
What did you have
and then
before?
Riley comes
The
along.
1050 Ti.
You can make
Wow.
a Minecraft
And
server
then-
with that.
That's so sick.
And then,
That's so cool.
And then a donation.
Very generous. Extremely generous.
That's what you want to call your 4070 Ti's? Like,
Very
Yeah, 4070 Ti.
Oh my god.
I did. It was a very generous donation.
Oh my god. That was pre pre GPU shortage right now.
No, that was not pre GPU shortage.
Wait,
That was
really?
That was pre. 'Cause there was, I swear,
There's a current one.
There's
going on
always
right
a GPU shortage.
No,
Yes,
there was
not
a
like
span
this.
of time
Not like
in
this.
between, like the 30 series was just completely dried up, but the 40
Yeah.
series was pretty decent.
Are
Like, that
you-
was,
The
that
40
was pretty
series-
decent on
yeah.
stock.
I guess how much my card was.
Too much.
$950.
That is called the
Like,
RTX tax.
Literally, like 6 months later, it was like down to 700
Probably.
or something like that, or like a
Yeah.
year later.
Dang, bro.
But to answer your question,
The budget is $1,000, right? And then what's that side gig you were talking about?
so I've been doing streaming, and I'm also planning on doing like legitimate gigs for like using my music stuff. And I've also been doing just chores around the house to just go through that, and then just
And all
pick
that's
up-
gonna be like your sources of income. And
yeah,
whatnot.
and it's paying pretty well. I won't
Okay.
lie.
So, given
Your Twitch or your gigs?
Well, as of right now, working around the house and doing handiwork is actually paying the most. So
Go mow yards.
So given his budget, I think we should give him a
You should
12,600K
go
from
mow
Micro
yards.
Center because that's his like.
I
that's
can
that
get you a
bundle
lawnmower
deal.
for free.
Yeah, the bundle deal is unmatched, bro.
Bundle deal.
We'll talk about that later.
They don't got
I'm down-
anything on
I'm
Micro
down
Center,
to
bro.
think about it.
Micro Center in person,
Guys, I found
not the website. In person,
not
the
in
CPU
Steam.
motherboard bundle.
think about
You
it.
gotta go for it.
Absolutely.
Geo.
Wait, no,
What
not
is it?
He's gonna mow your lawns.
Possibly. We'll have
When
to
was the
think
last
about
time
it.
you touched a lawnmower?
It's gonna be a push mower.
That won't be hard. That won't be
Oh, then it's
That's
not that hard.
not.
to
That's
do.
a piece of cake.
That's
Yeah,
easy.
because we have an old hunk of junk ride lawnmower,
Yeah.
I can get you.
and
a
that's
push
what we
mower.
use.
The
No.
push mower would be faster for me and more
Well, yeah.
maneuverable.
Yeah.
So.
Now, if I imagine if you call him my dad,
Yeah.
and you ask him like, "Hey, how much would he give? How much would he give you to cut our grass?" Like theoretically speaking,
Yeah.
I'd
You
say.
want to cut that big yard with a push mower?
I mean, I've
Hey
done it
man, money's
before.
money.
I'm gonna get on a seat for that.
Shit, like we invested in a new one because the old red one we had broke down, and and we ended up going and getting a green one that was like I think 3.9K. But like before, like when the red one broke down, we literally had to go out there with a push mower.
Dang.
It was such a pain.
Yeah, you're good.
Can I join it? I didn't want to.
Oh, you want to join?
I just want to talk really quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
come
just hop
on.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, someone.
Yeah, you're good.
Welcome is Marcus's roommate, Malik. Yay!
We're in a college dorm. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Malik Johnson, and oh, will that come up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Hello, my name is Malik Johnson, and beside me just getting a drink, I just want to just talk for a moment.
Woo.
All right. Giggity giggity.
Of course. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bars. Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
I just want to talk about I'm excited for Switch 2 aside the price, and the new Mario Kart world looks pretty cool so far, and I'm glad they brought back Airship Fortress, like one of my favorite DS tracks. Cool that they're doing off-roading, and now I don't have to be getting sand on my tires, because I hate sand, like Anakin. And
Base.
yeah, because it's coarse, rough, irritating, and gets everywhere. Which, yeah.
How do you feel about the new DK design?
Oh my.
I'm getting used to it. Like, yeah, it's not bad. To be fair, it's like that's the original design by Shigeru Miyamoto, because the one we recognize was designed since the first Donkey Kong Country game for the SNES. But, it's not bad, but I'm gonna get used to it regardless.
Because I know, like, off mic, I know you're like, one day you're feeling one way, and then another, you're like, I'd say, like, you're a legit critic of it.
Yeah, but to be fair, I'm giving it a pat. To be fair, it makes up for it for the fact we're finally getting a new DK game since Tropical Freeze,
Oh my.
and it's also the second 3D since the 64 one with the DK rap.
And it's also not a release, I think.
And
Yeah.
also,
Yeah, like they
I
keep
don't know if I got
re-releasing.
that with the
With
right
enough rees.
rees.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep re-releasing Country like 3 times. Like, is it 3 or 2? Yeah,
it-
2
it's,
times,
they did for
twice.
Wii. I
yeah,
think the Wii.
the Wii was the first
No,
one.
3DS.
No, Wii, 3DS,
And then
Switch.
Switch.
Yeah, so release, so 3 rees, I guess.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
If you think
3
of-
rees.
If you think about it, like since Tropical Freeze, like we've literally gone through phases of life. Like since the last one came through, we went through middle school, high school, we lived through a freaking pandemic,
True.
and now like in the heart of most of our college careers, they're finally deciding to make one.
Finally, like,
We're
honestly,
almost out of college,
yeah,
and now they're making one.
yeah,
That's
like,
crazy,
it's
dog.
insane. Like,
I mean, you could say the same thing about Mario Kart.
yeah, like,
True.
Valid.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, hold up. At least Donkey Kong looks good.
yeah, I can
Oh,
agree.
yeah.
Like,
Donkey
I
Kong
almost thought this would
looks
be
so
a
good.
sequel
You like the
to
destructible
Odyssey.
environments? It's pretty hard.
But
You know, they were
honest-
saying that they think it's going to be like a level up system where like you're not going to be able to destroy everything immediately.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
as you go progress through the game and stuff, you'll be able to destroy more and more.
I'm good with it either way.
Because
I agree.
they were saying it starts. It looks like you're starting above ground, and then the more you go through the game, the more like deeper into the ground you go.
I like his design because it's more expressive. It makes him feel more alive.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
it's
do
valid.
get it. I do get
Yeah.
why some people like it.
That's why I
And-
like it, but why I don't like it is because it's not the thing I'm used to. That's kind of it. I'm kind of stubborn, so it's just gonna take me time to like 100%.
It definitely gives
True.
me like
I give it a pass
I'm
though.
looking
It's
at-
good. It
if
could
I
have been
look
a
at
lot
this
worse.
New DK, I'm looking at like Seth Rogen DK.
Yeah, I can't unhear his laugh.
Can't
Yeah.
wait for the new Mario Bros movie.
Thank you, Mr. Rogan.
Yeah, I
Comes
can't
out.
wait.
I don't know if that's been announced or anything, but I know they're coming out with
It
another
says
one,
it
I
should
think.
be out.
NCU, Nintendo Cinematic Universe.
It should be out next
There's gonna be
year.
a Smash Bros. Movie in the next
Oh.
15 years.
There's also going to be a Zelda movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have seen that. I have seen the.
I'm
teaser.
excited, but
Metroid movie,
I do
potentially?
wish that it was
Potentially?
made by Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, I
Oh.
do. wish that.
There might have been a really old one that
I
nobody
mean,
talks
Studio
about
Ghibli
anymore.
Would go hard for
It would be, but like it had to be a whole legal process to do that.
Actually, you're
Considering,
right.
How big the
Yeah.
AI trend is now.
Oh.
Like,
Actually, you know what? I take it back. It would just be some people would just look at it like, oh, it looks AI, and yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's just that AI doesn't even look good.
I don't know how to feel about like it being.
Live action.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like
It's
live
just like-
actions can be a bit of a tall order. Like
Mhm.
the only exceptions is like the Sonic movies,
True.
among other things, for the most part. But other than that, they could be hits or miss.
Yeah. Most
Like,
of them are misses.
The Halo series, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
But like if
We don't talk
they were
about
to
Bruno.
do if Nintendo were to do like a Smash Bros movie, it'd have to be a collab with like the Mario movie, the sequel, all the Sonic films, and then like Detective Pikachu and every other like Nintendo film that's been made as of late.
Right.
You know, kind of like what they did with the MCU, where they did like
Infinity
like
War.
Thor, Iron Man, the Hulk. You know, they kind of
Winter
like,
Soldier,
built up to it,
Or Captain America, my fault.
and like they
That's the other
built
one.
up to it, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
after that first big hit, they dispersed like further on from their first film.
And then they
Yeah.
went the TV show route
Yeah,
on Disney
you're right.
Plus. It sounds good in practice, like, oh man, we got to see more of our stuff, but in practice, it's just not what we thought it would be.
Yeah, like I do like the What If series, and it's cool how they like.
That's the best one.
I like how they
Okay, yeah,
like do
that's the best
different
one, that's the best one.
interpretations. Like, what if Spider-Man is blind? I don't know. You get the
Right, yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Like,
How
he-
hard would the Spidey sense carry, right?
Yeah.
Would he be just essentially worse Daredevil?
Oh
Who
yeah, I'm about to
knows?
say Daredevil.
Yeah, I'll be honest. The new Daredevil.
really?
I wanted to watch it, but I started to lose interest in it quickly.
Fair enough, me too.
One series I definitely wanted to finish was Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like just I only got through the first 2 episodes, but like just seeing how how Anthony Mackie like really steps up to the plate.
Oh, that's his name.
You know, I feel like the
I'm not
turning
good with
point
actor names.
midway through the first episode was when John Walker, if you don't know, like if you don't keep up with the series, so Captain America, he goes back in time at the end of Endgame, and he essentially marries Peggy Carter and he dies.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the U.S. government takes Sam Wilson's shield, which was given to him by Steve Rogers before his passing, and they give it to this Army Ranger whose name is John Walker. And so Walker becomes the new Captain America. Now, I think the turning point where you see like the true colors
Yeah.
is when during that one fight scene, and then Walker he smears Captain America's shield in blood.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
That's
I
like
was
a dark turning
I was
point.
shocked.
Mm.
Like
That's a pretty hype theatrical move. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
Like
It is,
for
and,
like story writing, I think that's a hype move.
It is, and I think like Sam was like, I think he was worthy of it.
yeah, especially
Oh,
in the end
no
when
question.
they saw the speech. Oh my god, I was moved.
Because who else would have the shield?
Like,
Who else do we have?
Wild card, legit, like logic would be Bucky, but like Bucky is not.
He's not that guy, pal.
He's not that guy. He's
He's not that guy.
He's like an anti-hero.
He's himself.
Yeah,
Bucky is his
until
own
he
thing.
became more so of a hero. He's still an anti-hero in some ways here and there, but starting to see the steps to the hero, sort of. But like he's still himself
Because
in
he
a way.
still has that chip in his brain that allows him to get like brainwashed based off of a trigger word. And so like whenever that word is triggered, he goes haywire.
Yeah.
So
He goes sicko mode.
I actually want to continue a conversation that was started in the MCU. If you put Thor's hammer on an elevator and the elevator goes up, is the elevator worthy?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Like
well,
He put it on a coat rack in the movie, and it lifted.
Is the coat rack worthy then?
Yes.
Yes.
The coat rack is worthy, and Tony Stark, the multi-billionaire playboy philanthropist, is not.
But
I think-
it's an inanimate object.
I feel like it
So
only.
how is that supposed to count?
I feel like it only counts really if it's like on a person. If it's
Magic.
Like I think you could
So wait,
place
if
it on
the,
him.
if the hammer
Yeah.
was on Hulk,
Yeah.
and then Hulk got moved up by like some magical powers,
Yeah.
what would be worthy?
Nothing would be worthy. The
Nothing.
magic was
The
used in the
hammer.
first place
The
to
hammer's
install
worthy. That's it, though.
the is he worthy or not question. So if you're using magic, then that's kind of circumventing the rules. That's kind of like, oh, here's the rules.
If I
Leave.
place a
You're
hammer
kind
on
of
the table-
sidestepping that.
Is
You know?
the table worthy? Because it's holding up the hammer.
Well,
If it
it's
wasn't
inanimate.
like how would you do the math?
Shouldn't the
I
Well,
see.
here's the
I
thing.
see.
Here's the
I
thing.
see what
It's
you're
if the
arguing now.
soul's worthy. I'm pretty sure if it's only the
Yeah.
soul's worthy. But if a table doesn't have a soul, then
people say
doesn't
trees have
matter.
souls.
So then linking this to the
Okay,
elevator, would that
magic
make the
trees have
elevator soul? then?
Because there
Or
are
would
magic
the-
trees.
Would the
that are not
elevator
worthy.
be worthy?
so if it's
Elevators
heart
don't have
beats
souls.
and it has blood flowing through it, then like
Yeah.
maybe it's
Groot's not worthy.
If it's an organism,
Groot
No,
made
Groot's
Stormbreaker,
alive.
but
What do you
he's not
mean?
worthy.
Groot's alive. Groot wouldn't be worthy, but Groot is alive.
See, there we go.
Okay, like
because I think
I would
it
actually
shows-
like to see if Groot was worthy because I don't think he's ever.
yeah, I like to
attempted it.
wonder how would Groot
I mean, he
even
had to
carry
cut off
that
his arm.
thing.
No, but Stormbreaker.
He would like.
I think
he would, like,
anybody can
reach
pick
out.
up Stormbreaker.
I think he would. You
'Cause
know how
that's
his
not-
fingers.
Like I know
can,
he would like
separate
reach
in-
out. And
I mean,
Yeah, and then he would.
I mean, he
like,
could.
Hold on.
do that.
I mean,
Stormbreaker is different from Thor's hammer because I think I've seen other people hold Stormbreaker, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
Cap,
Yeah.
But at
But-
that time, Cap was already proven worthy.
But I
Yeah.
believe
Like,
that
we knew it.
Stormbreaker is different from Thor's hammer because Thor's hammer is anybody who's worthy. That
It's
was
Mj-
not
it's
stated,
Mjolnir, yeah.
That
Like, we-
was not stated for Stormbreaker. So that means that even though Groot helped make Stormbreaker, that doesn't necessarily mean he's worthy.
He's
Like,
just a creator
Groot
because-
is the handle, bro.
because
He's
if
not
you
the.
use that
He's not the
logic-
freaking. He's not the battle axe that is Stormbreaker.
Think about it.
He's
about
the
it. Because
handle.
like my logic is, Odin made Mjolnir. He forged it with the
Exactly.
No, it was the dwarves.
Yeah, he
no,
was
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
with the
dwarves.
it was the
Yeah.
dwarves. It was dwarves and sages, I think, using this like the energy of the dying star.
And there was something
Yeah.
that like, who was it? It was either Odin or Thor's mother who said it, either in Endgame or
Loewe.
Ragnarok. Yeah, one of those two told him like, one of them was with.
Which is the name of my
dwarf
favorite
who
artist, by the
crafted
way.
it, and it was only meant to control his powers. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
my logic. And remember when Hela, she just grabbed that thing like a
And-
football.
Yeah.
And then crushed it.
Like,
She crushed it like that one banker in Despicable Me with an apple. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, Gru, you owe me money. And then he grabs
the
the
apple.
and pulverizes it like that. That's what Hela did to Mjolnir.
So is Hela worthy?
She's above that.
She's OP.
She's
She's a
above
god.
that. She's
Yeah.
she's more of a god than Thor
She's
is.
a god.
yeah,
I mean, Thor's also a god. Actually, Thor is a god too, but
So, who else has wielded Stormbreaker other than Captain America?
Well, kind of Groot, Captain America, Thor.
What do you?
That's
Okay,
it.
how did Groot
That's pretty
wield
much
it?
it.
By
Well-
making the handle.
Yeah, kind.
No.
that's what I said,
Wait,
kind.
what about Jane? Jane Foster.
Jane
Like,
Foster is with Mjolnir. I don't know, because what was that?
Did I
movie
remember
with
her
Love
holding-
and Thunder?
I haven't seen
Did
I-
anybody watch that movie?
Yeah,
I've seen
have
it.
it.
So Jane basically
Once.
she reforged Mjolnir. She got all the pieces and she can wield it.
Yeah.
I know that Mjolnir in the comics, Mjolnir and Thor have a very toxic relationship. And whenever Mjolnir just randomly decides that Thor isn't worthy, they'll just have like the biggest fallout of all time, right? And then somebody will be the foster care of Mjolnir, whether it be what's her name? Jane Foster.
Yeah.
She's hot. I forgot her name though. It'll be Jane Foster or it'll be Cap, right? Who takes care of Mjolnir, and then Thor will just be depressed without Mjolnir, right? So like it's a part of who he is, Mjolnir. That's not Stormbreaker though. Stormbreaker was meant to be the substitute, not the replacement.
Not the. It's not
So
the
that's
original.
why it. I think Stormbreaker doesn't have the if you're worthy or not. It'll be just like the Thor force behind it.
Stormbreaker was made as a weapon. Mjolnir was made to teach Thor through life, like guide him through the rest of his life.
Yeah, because you don't need the hammer to control the lightning. You're not the god of hammers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when he was making
Quoting Odin.
Stormbreaker, he said it throughout the entire. He said it throughout the whole movie. Like, this is meant to kill Thanos.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
And once he was done, and we get back from time skips and such, we see that he wants Mjolnir back, which is kind of funny to say because it's like more over a toxic relationship, it seems, than an actual crisis that happened. But it shows that his vulnerability without it makes him a different person. And without his guidance, aka Mjolnir, even with Stormbreaker, he's kind of just a man with a weapon.
well, I gotta dip for this right now. So
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Malik, Kevin, you wanna come into the seat?
Who wants to step up to the?
Start-
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gavin.
I get to come back into the frame.
Yeah, come back in the frame.
Yeah, upgraded.
This
Upgraded mic.
Dude, this is so exciting.
Pass me the tequila.
No, you can just go this way.
My bad. I did not know you were more of a bourbon whiskey guy. You can pass me the bourbon whiskey.
Are you guys allowed to have alcohol here? Oh, really? Oh, hell yeah.
Oh wait, is it like the watermelon ones?
yes, sir.
Well, yeah, it comes in different flavors. Like I want peach.
Oh, how is the peach one?
Is it citrus? I think it's citrus. Lemonade. Pomegranate. It comes in different flavors. But yeah,
Nice.
delicious. Just don't go overboard.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that it's just us three
Mm.
on the couch,
Oh,
Because this is a little bit more than
and
three.
plus Malik,
hold up. Let's.
we got build this guy's theoretical computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay, we had to stay on AMD actually because I was mistaken earlier. I said 600K, but we can't go until he's stay on AMD. Or else it's a whole complicated process.
He should. He should.
So we're
comes
gonna.
out
Nothing's coming out.
in next year. Nothing is gonna come out.
But that's 2026.
He said within the next year. No,
Yeah.
we're talking about upgrading his.
By the
computer.
end of next year, I would like to have.
No, you can't do that.
I think he should.
Why
go
would
with
you
the
wait until the end of
7600X.
next year? You're going to graduate
Well,
high
here's the
school by
thing.
the end of next year.
Here's the thing. I don't know when I'll have that money available to afford it and convince everybody that I need to convince to purchase those items without it being a hiccup for the rest of my life. So I need to have everything else covered beforehand before I go out and I spend $1,000. I could go to something, for all I know, more important.
Well, I mean, you already have a MacBook too, so you don't need a school computer. So that's one thing I don't want.
About that MacBook. Cough, cough.
Yeah.
What happened?
My mom does not approve because they can't pay for it back. And then I was like, okay, but Angelina literally says it's cool. And then I was like, okay, mom, the owner of the MacBook says it's cool. And she's like, no, it's not. I was like, okay. So then I told her that I would tell Angelina, hey, we should put this on hold. And then she's like, that's essentially what we've been doing. I was like, okay, cool. She's like, you can still hold on to it if you want, though. I was like, hype. It's just going to sit around for a little bit. And then, yeah, that's how it is right now. He's just straight up not using it because our mom is not cool with it.
Wait, we still have it?
Yeah, it's still here.
Oh. I didn't even know that.
How am I going to go to Northwestern to give it to Angelina?
I don't know. You just go out sometimes when I'm not in school, and then you just.
I'm not going to go on a 3-hour drive
man.
and then another 3 hours.
Hey man, I'm at school for 8 hours a day and longer sometimes. So I don't even know. I don't even get back in the afternoon sometimes after you because I've got other stuff after school. So
Me too.
I don't know. Yeah, but you pick me up because you're done with the thing you're doing majority of the time to pick me up.
Oh, that's lecture, yeah.
See?
Yeah, after lecture, I
Just
just
saying. But anyway, to
driving's
answer your
coming.
question-
But back to
Yes. What I'm looking for is bang for my buck, and will I be able to stream compatibly with all of the games I want to run at decent
Micro
price?
Center.
Yeah.
True, and bundles. Yeah, I've
So,
been
okay.
told bundles.
We need to get the 7600X, which that's like lowest tier. I mean, there is a lower tier, but CPU because there's the 7500F. Yes,
We're not doing.
but we're not doing that.
Here.
Anyways, so 7600X, and that comes with, I believe, I think it comes with 16, but we're just gonna upgrade to 32 gigs of RAM because it's one stick of 16, I believe.
yeah.
And then it comes with the motherboard. Then do you think we should stick with NVIDIA for the graphics cards? Because if you're going with streaming, a lot of people think NVIDIA for graphics cards.
True.
For
But
the video encoding, I think.
True,
But-
it's true.
they are kind of expensive.
So you're not going
Yeah.
to get a whole lot of
So
performance for
bang
how much
your
you're paying
buck is
for
going
it.
to be like AMD graphics cards,
Yeah.
honestly.
Honestly,
Team
what
Red,
I was
baby.
going for was I slowly replace out the parts that I have now and see if I could trade it in or just sell it and get some money out of it, so that way it would ease in to pay for the item that I want to replace it with. That was my original.
Are you going to replace slash sell piece per piece?
That's
Because that would be the way to go.
Yeah, that's what I was
From
thinking under. That's why I
maximizing
gave
the
myself
profit.
a really long time, because to get over the byte by byte process of having to ask for permission to buy new parts with our, hiccups as our suppliers, right? And
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
so, it's not the worst thing I could have decided to do by doing it piece by piece, but I understand that buying it all at once would be nice for a bundle and such, but if I can get certain sales for certain items and hopefully save it in the long run, then that's just more money saved for me that could be used for later. So,
Okay, yeah.
I feel like that's more like,
I think you should go 6700 XT.
I was thinking on that.
That's what like the big content creators for in the tech space go for.
Yeah.
And that's my graphics card. So with experience, with over a year of experience, actually, it runs everything that I want to run. Though, be careful, Space Marines 2 straight up did not allow me to pass the loading screen. And I went through potato settings. I put it on my SSD. It was a straight up compatibility issue. I don't remember if the Reddit thread that I found after the fact was related to my particular GPU, but there was some sort of a compatibility issue going on with the launch of the game. But
I disagree. I thought we talked about this.
No, it was.
we did talk about it, but I
was-
forgot what you said.
Wait,
It
it was because you was on your hard disk drive. You put the
No,
it's-
it was on my it was
Yeah,
on my hard disk
yeah.
drive. It was not on my SSD.
So
I did not try it on my
He
SSD.
had the game on his hard disk drive.
So did you get Warhammer to work?
No, I what's it called when you get your money back?
Oh, you
Refund?
Refunded.
Yeah, I got a refund. Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Thank
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Another big brain moment right
I
there.
thought
Yeah.
I thought you were out of time for it, so I thought you were just screwed.
So yeah, that was that. But streaming for me, I haven't gotten OBS to work yet just because I'm lazy. But I'm just using my AMD Adrenalin software. I press the go live button and it works.
Got it.
But so, what kind of graphics card? I'm thinking, if we can, newest generation graphics card because that's like really great. The 9070, the 9070 XT, the AMD ones.
Oh, really?
It's really great.
We're not gonna find that XT.
But you can't find it though.
Given in a year, in the next,
A
the end
year
of
might be
next
cheaper
year.
and more available.
Maybe.
We've been telling ourselves that about the 30 series for
No,
years.
the 30
it has
series
been
is
years
very
now.
I will say this.
available.
I want the most expensive
I
things
think.
to be one of the last things I buy because that will probably thin out in price the more we go along. And it's easier to say for our suppliers to buy cheaper things at first to work them into the idea that I've essentially replaced the entire ship by each part, which essentially means a new ship by the end of it. That's up for debate. I actually looked it up. If you replace every part of a ship, is it still the same ship? Yes or no? I'll leave that up to you. But anyway. Yeah, that's kind of my entire plan of giving myself such a long timeline. But
And you at least need a bigger SSD than you have. I think the current one you have is like 256 gigabytes.
yeah,
That's the what?
The SSD he has currently. That's
SSD.
Why, that's why all his games are on his hard disk drive.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
I-
didn't know. I did not. I'm sorry.
So
God damn.
get him a 2
Oh, shit.
terabyte SSD.
2
how much is
terabyte.
that?
2 terabytes.
Yeah, no. How much is it to?
Oh,
purchase
it's
it?
like 120,
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay. Oof.
Like 140.
I
It's worth-
think
it's
it's
worth.
around. It's
I know, I
definitely
understand
worth.
it,
I have a
but
1
it's just
terabyte
like-
SSD, and I think it's pretty awesome, but it's also kind of lacking.
My most recent drive.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I think it was $350
On a drive.
No, he got 4
God.
terabytes.
I got a 9,
I got 4 terabytes.
I got a 990 Pro because I wanted it.
Yeah.
How fast is the hard drive?
I like
Fast as the hard drive.
7 gigabytes per second.
Compare that to your SSD.
No. Like that's his SSD.
No.
7 gigabytes per
No,
second,
I-
something like that.
is
Read
it-
and write speeds.
Is it? I don't know.
It's like somewhere around that range.
Is it similar to the?
Hard disk drive is like
Because it's way slower
60
traditionally.
megabytes per second.
Is that like the cap?
Yeah, or hit 60 to 120, I think, megabytes. Per
We're getting a fact check incoming.
Wait, hold on.
I think Gavin's got it covered.
Yeah, he's got it covered. But yeah, for you, I would love to pitch
Oh, here
to
we
you
go,
the
here we go.
like the latest
Hard
90
disk
series
drives? Fair.
of Team Red, but we can't find it right now. So if you can find it, get it. If you can't,
Gotcha.
don't.
Hard
Gotcha.
disk
'Cause you
drives are usually from 30 to 150 megabytes per second, and then
It's 7,000.
7,000 megabytes per second for this SSD.
God dang, bro.
Hold on, let me look at my other one.
The fastest.
So every second it can read 7 gigabytes worth of data every second, up to theoretically.
Up to theoretically. That's pretty sick.
It's crazy. So you need an SSD, bigger
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And
A usable one.
Probably like
My hard drive.
650 watt power supply or something like that.
No, you're gonna need like 850.
850.
850. Dude.
He's going Team Red.
So do 850.
Okay, we're going at 850, and
Do
then
850.
You want to go Corsair?
then- oh
I love.
no, dude, be quiet. It's
Corsair's
actually
cheap,
pretty good.
Corsair.
Get whatever's cheapest.
Yeah, whatever's cheapest.
You're not supposed to cheap out on a power supply though, no?
No,
Get whatever's
cheapest,
cheap
like
but
budget,
good.
like
Because there's like a whole
bang for your
tier
buck.
list
Okay,
on
hold on.
the
bang for your buck.
Hear
on the
me out.
power supply.
Don't get this Chinese ass power supply.
Well, nobody's gonna get a Chinese ass anything if you're gonna treat it like with importance.
Okay, people will.
Except for my case, I would do that for my PC case. I'm not gonna lie.
People-
I'm not an aesthetics guy.
People have got.
Except for RGB, I love
Oh
RGB.
my god, shut up.
Sorry,
People
I'm
have
a
gotten
yucker, I'm sorry,
shit-ass
I'm sorry.
power supplies for like $50, and there's been Chinese pieces of shit, and they've blown up within. Like, the
Except
first
for
month.
Ricky's, that's caught a bullet.
Ricky's
true.
did not get. Did it get you? Bullet?
That's the one he bought. Remember? Our friend Ricky bought a power supply off of Amazon, and he
Did
only
it
bought
catch a
it
bullet.
because.
Oh yeah, I caught a bullet on the.
Wait.
Amazon
Yeah, he bought
What?
it because in the Amazon review, our friend Ricky's power supply, it said that it caught a bullet for him. For the guy that
I
put out the
forgot
review,
about that.
and there was pictures to prove that there was a bullet inside the power supply.
Wowie.
Oh my
Dang,
gosh,
bro.
that was hilarious. I will never.
That's a war story in
know,
your
right?
PC. What the heck?
That's the Corsair 850.
Yeah, that's how good of a power supply you need. But for bang for your buck, that can catch a bullet for you.
Wow.
But all right,
What
so-
would be the best bang for your buck? AM5, of course. But you know, like AM5 compatible GPUs. Like, what kind of
All
Team
AM5
Gree?
compatible.
7700 XT?
7700. That's B's build.
Dude, that 7700 XT is great.
Is it?
It's solid.
Because I looked on Compare GPU, like the Compare benchmark. It's
So
like
if- if
60% better than
If
mine.
he can, he should get the 9070
So
or
if
9070
he's,
XT.
so if he's gonna get a 7600, he should really get the 7700, so he can match with a GPU.
He does not need that many cores.
The Wizards are cooking. I have no clue.
Oh,
what
he
they're
does
doing.
not need that.
He needs.
They're on their Pondering
It's a,
orb.
it's just.
I have no
Do
clue
you
what
want
they're
to spend
doing.
more money? And his answer is
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm going with my answer.
Do you like spending money?
But isn't streaming GPU intensive too?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
It's somewhat.
I mean, yeah.
But,
I
like-
get
But, like,
stuff
it's
if
already
I spend
powerful
money.
enough.
So I mean, yeah.
Is
But
it?
like, when you have
If
no
a
money,
12600
I would assume
K
so.
can do it,
What
I
if you
believe the
want to spend it? It kinda hurts.
7600X
Okay.
can do it.
Okay.
My 12700 KF streams just nicely.
Yeah.
But it's like a
You
freaking
have 12
powerhouse. Yeah.
cores.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
You have 12 cores.
I got
like
a
24
beefy
threads or
CPU.
something
Yeah,
like that.
I got to do something to make my money back with that CPU. Damn.
Okay. Streaming
Streaming.
is recommended to have more cores. If you do
Yeah.
want to stream a lot more, you
Kevin-
should upgrade to a
Kevin-
7700.
Kevin, what kind of games do you want to stream?
Don't you dare say Rust.
I'm good. I'm ready.
He's
to
going. He already streams Rust.
He hates himself so much
It was
online
27
every
I
day.
also-
Why do you do that to yourself?
Are you going to stream the new GTA game when it comes out?
GTA 6. Are you a GTA guy?
Probably, maybe not. I'm probably just gonna play it for funsies. If it actually is like good, then I might stream it.
He's gonna want the call.
But I mean, most of my gameplay is more centered towards like indie games, or just like smaller games that like
Bam.
aren't
7600X.
FPS, but they're more like aesthetics based. So
It's like your argument is strong, but it does not hold.
So Sea of Thieves.
yeah.
That
I
is
am
a-
Sea of Thieves streamer, so
7600X.
I'm a variety in streamer. So.
So we're pairing
Okay.
the 7600X to the 7700 XT.
Yep. And then
Would we ever
power
think
supply-
about going 7800? No XT.
No,
On the GPU.
it's whatever. But 7700
Excuse
XT
you.
is where you get your best bang for your buck.
You like died with that one.
And
It
then
sounded
so-
like Godzilla. God.
Case, right? How big are you wanting? Like a case? Like you want like
I just
average?
to be
like what
honest,
you already have.
You want a case to hold all of your components.
there's only two things I want. I want it to match my desk and setup, and I just want it to hold the things that it needs to hold. That's it.
He has the saddest desk I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
He's
no,
the
but I'm
saddest.
gonna upgrade my desk.
He is the saddest. He went first.
Goes first.
I'm
That was
gonna
a
upgrade my desk.
that was a Binding of Isaac 4 Souls reference.
I'm gonna
Go to
upgrade
tabletop game.
I'm planning on upgrading my desk and getting me. I've looked up budget mics and budget mic
Now,
arms.
who-
I can spend
whoever knows
$100
the
for
game.
both. So
Can anyone tell us who has priority?
Oh my god. And I'm not the saddest, so I probably shouldn't have started the game. But you know, this isn't 4 Souls.
Anyways.
yes,
Oh,
so
you're
just
the
probably-
saddest?
Just probably get like
Real.
a standard
Real.
ATX size case.
Yeah.
Then just like
She-
honestly, you can
she
reuse
is
what you have
priority.
now.
yeah.
We can just do that.
All right.
She has priority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, my fiance's is in the back. She has priority right now.
Yeah.
She is
Yeah.
the saddest.
We can call
She
her
is
part
so
of production. Yeah.
It's okay.
Why are you so sad?
It's okay. But
How was your day?
No,
Oh,
no,
rough.
that's rough.
it's
Oh,
okay.
dang, bro.
You want to talk about it?
Work sucked. It was
Work
long.
sucked.
Work sucked. It was long. Hold on, I want to get the fork. Wait, get the fork. Get the fork. She needs the fork.
I got banished from that room, so I'm on the kitchen floor now.
Alright.
Yeah.
She getting the fork.
Rough.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm Ethan's fiance.
You're not on the
Um,
camera.
I don't care.
That's based.
No, I'm the only female voice that's appeared so far, so I'm assuming they'll recognize me.
Women.
But
Women schmimmin.
I work at Carowinds, everybody doesn't know how a credit card works, so I gotta teach the children how to swipe a card because they like to put the card in with no chip, and then they say, "Why isn't it working?" And I say, "Where's your parents?"
Where are your parents?
As you should.
But yes,
Real.
work is
Real.
yeah,
That's not my
yeah. You're technically. How old are you now?
16.
Okay, like 5 seconds ago you were a minor, and I would have asked where's your parents at Carowinds. But yeah, I mean, life's going okay. I'm trying to find a class to register, but Winthrop
Real.
has nothing, and I'm gonna leave. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna leave, but I'm going. I'm going.
You should
Still
go
hanging in
flight
there.
attendant.
I would be a good one.
You would. Social work is your thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep slithering this way
Hype.
and give this fork back to whoever's fork this is.
Toss it.
It is Kevin's fork.
I shall take the phone.
Thank you.
With great
Dual
honor.
miking. Sorry about that, audio
You
listeners.
Definitely peeked at the mics with that one.
Probably.
So we'll probably reuse the PC case that you already have.
Probably.
Would it be enough
Unless-
to the 7700 XT?
Oh, absolutely.
Unless I asked to change it to
Dude,
like match
but
it with the new desk.
Do you need? Do you need
picture of your PC?
A picture of a PC.
your PC?
Yes.
PC.
Oh, maybe. I can search for one. Maybe.
A picture
But-
of my PC.
No,
He should have taken a
it-
picture of it and put it in
I want to
setups.
see his case. I haven't seen it in a minute.
I think it's pretty decent.
You.
It's okay.
Gio, I'm sorry.
Do you wait? Did
What?
you buy
I'm
him a
sorry.
capture card?
No.
Do you want a capture card eventually, Kevin?
I want a capture card for my Switch.
I don't really mind.
It's mainly for like if you had like an
Switch
extra
2.
device that you wanted
My
to
Switch
capture. I
2.
believe.
I'm gonna be a Smash streamer eventually.
Like
It's gonna happen.
wouldn't you use a capture card for like a camera or something?
Twitch
I
TV
do not
slash
have a photo.
Ultimate GeoGeo.
Yeah.
Please
But-
follow.
I do plan on. Okay. I know this is probably going to cost me more money by saying this, but I do plan on changing it to a all white and black setup.
Okay, you're gonna.
That is your money will not exist.
Yeah.
Your money will not exist.
Yeah, I figured, but I did figure out a piece mic and
Brother
mic
said
arm.
bang for his buck, and then he wants an all white PC. Get him
I just
out
want
of
an
here!
all-white
Get
PC.
out of here!
No, I don't care about the internal components. I just want a white.
Meanwhile, the
PC
guy who
case.
has no money anymore because he does have an all white build
Scuba.
over here.
What do you mean? I don't have an all-white build.
You have a white PC
Dude,
case?
Yeah, you have a
It's
white
a
PC,
white PC
and
case,
a white
but-
GPU.
No, it's silver.
Is your
and
desk
black.
white? I'm pretty
It's
sure
not.
it's
Oh,
Good
my
enough.
bad.
Oh, my fault.
You
Wow.
have, you have white LEDs.
No, my LEDs are red.
Hold on. Let me.
Go to setup
But-
picks. Go to setup
But
picks.
to answer your question, I do.
I
setup picks.
beg to
In
differ.
setup
We have a
picks, they
Discord
might
server,
be-
and we have a channel in our Discord server called Setup Picks, where we
I
just take a
do
picture of our
plan-
PC
in
setups.
setup picks, they could be white.
I do
but-
plan on changing my PC. Is it all white?
Go back up.
We cannot show that.
We can't show that.
Oh, no.
Open it. This is
That's
this
kind
is so old. Oh my god.
Hold on.
Yo.
I actually have like.
We just found a picture of him looking like a half-naked gremlin on his PC.
True. I was half naked and a gremlin.
That is, dude. That is pretty much an all white build.
That is almost an all-white build.
What color is that tubing? Black.
So
What color is that case? That
Did
GPU?
I say
that
it is, or
Wait,
is
wait.
it pretty much?
yeah.
okay,
You said it.
I
guys.
said pretty much.
No, you
Guys.
said it is, and then you said pretty much.
Yeah. See, he revised it. He edited it.
Oh, here we go. Here we
Oh.
go. This is the all white build. That is the all white build.
Hold up.
It
So
looks
if I
good.
have black
Hold on, hold on.
components in my
Kevin, so is
Kevin,
that what you're looking for?
Is that what you're looking for, Kevin?
I just need a white PC case, and I don't care about any of the components being any other color. They could be purple for all I care. I just want a white PC case.
dude,
Purple will
white
go hard.
disc.
Purple and white would go so hard.
Yeah.
You go so hard.
Definitely, almost anything would go hard. So that's why.
You wanna know who else
I
is
will
hard?
tell you, spending the extra like $3-5 according to Zach's Tech Turf.
Yeah.
I watch
So
that guy. I love him.
He does cable extenders. So what he does
Yeah.
is for his
We're
power
fans of
supply,
him.
he does cable extenders, and they're a certain color that he buys for them. But that means that if you have RGB in your PC case, you have to probably make that RGB that color of the cable extensions.
Well,
You know, ZTT also recommends a 6700 XT for maximum. Min-maxing.
It's the 7700 XT. Whenever he did, I think a $700 or $500 build.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah, it
Wizards
was.
are, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
was me.
that's
yeah.
it.
Let's,
Yeah, it
let's
was
hurry up.
my fault. But yeah,
We're not ending.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
All right,
Malik.
and
Malik.
then
Malik.
wait, Malik.
Yeah.
Any closing remarks?
Or actually,
Closing remarks, yeah.
just two things I want to say about Smash Bros. I finally did every character for the classic mode, with the exception of the DLC. I'm still trying to figure it out.
I need to do that. I never did the
There
classic
is a way
mode.
to do that. I know.
He hasn't.
I think you have to like go to the Nintendo eShop, but for some reason I have to update it, and it keeps making me update. Like I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because of the Wi-Fi.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not much of a classic mode guy. I guess I kind of stopped after Smash 4. But I went on to Smash Flash 2, and the first thing that I did is complete the freaking classic mode on that game. So I don't know. I'm an Ichigo main on that,
Also,
but
curious,
still.
I think another Smash Bros. What characters do you think? What new characters should be there?
Dante from Devil May Cry. His kit would fit. If Bayonetta fits, then Dante would fit. Finally, he should. Gino.
More
You know, all
Final
of the obvious
Fantasy
ones.
characters. More Final Fantasy characters, please. Like
Like
Gladio,
other
please. Hello, Noctis, Prompto.
Cuphead?
Yeah,
He could work.
Cuphead could work.
And Mugman.
Yeah.
I'm
And
down
basically,
for
all of the
Final
cool
Fantasy.
people that are
Literally.
me costumes, we should make them characters.
Gio, if you
know?
wanted someone who's not in Smash right now to be in Smash, who would it be?
Who's my number one?
Yeah, who's your number one?
I mean, aside from the memes that are Waluigi, aside from that, who would I want the most? Dang, dude, I don't know.
Funky Kong.
It was Sephiroth for me, man. It really was Sephiroth for me.
For me, like honestly,
It
I'm pretty
was. He
satisfied
was.
now that Sora's
He was
in
in
it.
heavy.
I like Sora.
Like
Final
I got,
Fantasy series
like
before
I
he
got
was
the
at it, and when
coolest
he was
trailer.
at it,
Like Sephiroth's
Gio
trailer, I think is the
dropped
coolest
crazy.
trailer
It's
out of
great.
everything that we've gotten. Even for the Smash debuting, like the very first one
Look
with
how
like
crazy
the
it's
emblem
going.
showing up on Inkling's eye. I think Sephiroth's is better than that. I think it's cooler.
He's popping off.
I think it's the best trailer. I got what I asked for with Sephiroth, but if I have to, like, gun to my head, new character,
Go for it. Go for it, Moon.
trying to think.
Smash Bros, like, it was crazy they had a Disney character, which is Sora.
I know, right?
Like,
Or it's not technically Disney.
Yeah, come back to me. I'm thinking about it.
I think it says Disney on the Kingdom Hearts games because they had to license the characters because of the world.
Would that open it back up to where Disney could probably add more characters, not exactly like Sora, but Sora-like characters to Smash Bros? Like Disney-esque characters that are
With
like.
Donald and Goofy, because technically they're like the partners.
Well, they probably wouldn't want to put like main brand one, but like any
Chub play the tub.
like
That would be a great Smash game.
Night
About
Fantasies
Lightning McQueen.
to Smash
how that would
Bros.
work.
Like as an assist trophy, I guess. But,
Oh yeah, that would be a great
Assist
assist
trophy would be
trophy.
funny. Yeah.
or just have like a map.
Just like ran over the characters. Like,
I can't think of any other cool,
Ka-chow.
not cheap answers of mine, but I'm just gonna go Tifa Lockhart. I'm locking it in.
My God.
You know, like the newest Italian senator member. You
Oh
know,
my gosh.
she's actually a really well written character. If you play the game,
Okay, bud.
she's really
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Okay, she's really strong. She'll defend you. She's a fantastic childhood friend. She's really smart. She cares
this
about
one out.
you.
Okay,
You're going into the question.
what's your
forever.
answer?
For
What Smash character is not in the game right now, but you would want in there?
Tifa Lockhart gang.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh shoot, Shadow!
Shadow would
No,
go
I'm changing
hard.
my answer. I
No,
want
he's a-
Knuckles.
he's a
I
regular
need Knuckles.
assist trophy.
Yeah,
And Knuckles
I
would
get
go.
I'm
that.
locking in
He's also
Knuckles.
already an assist
Knuckles
trophy.
is an assist
I don't
trophy.
care. He needs to be a character.
What about Eggman?
Oh shoot, you're right.
That's a good one.
Bowser. so
What's his name?
Dr. Wily?
I'm trying to think of.
Who's that one scientist, that one doctor against Mega Man?
Yeah, that's Dr. Wily.
Yeah, it's Dr. Wily. Would they be similar? Would Eggman and Dr. Wily fight similar? You know what I'm talking about with like
Eggman's
that that floating thingy, like that floating platform that they fight on?
Yeah.
They both have that in their games.
Yeah.
So would their movesets be different, or would Eggman be out of that? Because Eggman can run. He's fast.
I know. What about Pauline? She's been a regular in the Mario games.
I would
that's
want to
that's-
know
yeah.
what Sakurai would come up with for a moveset.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
have we ever seen her fight?
I mean, her final smash could be like her jump up super star.
Yeah.
That would be hype. That'd be-
Like a little clip of it.
You
Yeah.
know what?
Gio, hear me out.
Like, yeah.
Arden Lucius.
He's a bitch. I hate him.
He is, but it would be perfect because we already have some Final Fantasy in there, and you could also segue into having Noctis into it as well.
But if we're going Final Fantasy, we need to go the best game, which is 6.
Geo.
So-
Okay, buddy.
And then
Okay,
it was your
that's
character
opinion.
Shadow.
We need Doom Guy. We need Doom
Doom Guy
Guy.
would go
Doom
crazy.
Guy, Master Chief, of course. Those two.
Yeah,
Silver?
I was
Silver
actually gonna suggest Silver.
Is he not an assist trophy?
Silver is
Oh,
an
yeah.
assist trophy.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Like if Sonic
But,
is
hey,
just
I'm not
a
talking about
cheap
Silver. I'm talking about
knockoff
who is
of
not
Dragon
main
Ball,
character on the
it would be
I feel like
Silver
it would-
would be Trunks.
I feel like it would be hard to get somebody out of an assist trophy.
Literally
I don't know
from
if
a different timeline, coming back from the
I think-
future
If that
to
were
save the
happen,
common
that would
main
happen in a
fighters.
new version
Hello.
of Smash Bros.
Personally, they added Pichu. I feel like Captain.
Oh, are they? That would be so sick.
I mean, kind of. Like,
Or a Toad character.
becoming all-
That's fair. I feel like why isn't
Yeah.
like Toad a main
Like,
character?
if you think about
Yeah.
it, I'm curious to see if Sonic, like,
Why isn't he?
stole that from Super Goku or whatever.
Technically, he did because Super Goku went first.
Yeah, like, yeah.
But like, no, wait, no. The creator of Sonic literally says,
Mario Odyssey,
"I
Mario
created
Odyssey,
Super Sonic
Cappy.
in
That would
honor
be-
of Akira Toriyama's Super Saiyan."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, what
Yeah,
if
that
there
might
was
go
a
hard.
it's a
That
direct
would go
like
hard.
Wait, I
homage.
have an idea. What if there was a version of Mario? And it's like pixelated Mario. When you get spawned big version Mario. And it's pixel Mario from like the very first NES Super Mario Bros. And if you take too much damage, you get your mini me form. But over time, every now and then, kind of like Minecraft Steve, where the crafting table comes down. But it would be like a way longer cooldown
Excuse me.
of like the mushroom comes down like every now and then, and he can grab it, and he goes back up, and eventually he can get his star power or something.
That'd be
feel
really
like kind of his
cool.
passive ability,
That's kinda
but like
cool,
it's
but I
always
Yeah.
pixelated Mario.
I feel like it would be kind of overpowered.
It would only no. It wouldn't be that
It would
overpowered.
be like maybe star power,
Yeah,
but like
it wouldn't
maybe,
be that
like,
strong.
It'd alternate between freeze, fire, Tanuki.
His weight wouldn't be that big, so what they would, or he wouldn't be that heavy. So all Sakurai would have to do is just make him the weight of Pikachu, while making him 7 Pikachu's tall, and then he's combo
I'm
food.
curious, what they need to add like new Pokemon to Smash Bros. Like,
They do.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know.
already that was from Wii U.
I want my Pokemon Unite goat Snorlax to make it into the fray.
Well,
I think a heavy Pokemon would be
that'd
would be
so
awesome.
Snorlax.
That isn't freaking Incineroar,
as our late night topics.
because I like
approaching-
Incineroar. He's cool, but I like Snorlax. He's kind of the goat. He is the one who blocks the bridge. You know, nobody else is going to block a bridge.
He is the one who blocks.
He is the one who blocks. Yeah.
So
He's
as our late night topics are approaching, I'll leave it to Ethan to say last few regards, and me personally, I'd like to thank anybody who's watching.
Hold on.
My last regard is Geo. Take us away.
Well, that was critically underthinking. This is our guest Kevin. This is Gavin. This is Ethan. Our other host is in the other room, and this is our friend Malik. And thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.